part two of cycling, fitness, and your diet. Okay, cycling, fitness, and your diet. All right, dieting myths. So, even though your diet matters on the bike, it's not the most important thing. Most important thing is your lifestyle, that you're not drinking, all right, and whatnot else. The second most important thing is the physical training, because guess what? No matter how good your diet is, if you don't bike 20 minutes a day, you won't get fit. If you don't bike 2 hours a day, you won't be a good cyclist. And if you're not capable of biking your volume up to 18 hours a week, you'll never really be a good endurance road cyclist. You just won't be. You want to become close. Okay, any diet within that doesn't really matter that much. Okay, so saying diet makes you more fit is ridiculous. Okay, diet is sustenance to allow you to be incrementally more fit than you already are. So, again, I have nothing wrong with vegans. I'm not vegan myself. I do avoid pretty much all pork, all pig. I avoid pretty much all red meat as well. Okay, mostly because generally speaking, cooking those things winds up, cooking bacon, for example, anything that's crispy is carcinogenic. So right there, you have automatic cancer. Same thing with red meat. Interestingly enough, vegans have a harder time saying that boiling chicken is cancer causing. It's just not. It's not as bad. It's not as bad for you as you'd think. It's not as bad for you as stovetop chicken. Alright? Stovetop chicken browns the chicken. That browning is physically changing the molecules. It's burning them. And what happens is your body can't digest them in the same way. Okay? So you should always cut off the browning parts and the blackened parts of anything that you eat. Even at a restaurant, you should cut it off. Okay, and medium rare steaks and stuff like that, especially red meat that still has pink in it, not a good idea to eat that. It's better if it's through cooked but slowly cooked. Okay, slowly cooked chicken that takes a couple hours to cook from the oven is healthier for you. Okay. There is one thing I would say that, and they will recommend. In fact, it should be illegal to be pregnant and to be on a diet that does not include any meat at all, and that is because humans are omnivores. And one of the reasons for those is there are certain alienable, okay, aspects of flesh that you can't make up for when not eating any flesh. Okay, one of those things is collagen, and you can look this up. Humans, bears, cats, dogs, all can heal their bones. Cats can heal their tails and their cartilage and their ears and stuff incredibly quickly. Okay, especially carnivorous cats that are allowed outside. But cats, even that have diets that just simply have high protein in their meals, will heal their tails incredibly quickly. You know why? Collagen consumption. It's one of the great things about predators and omnivores. Okay? Collagen is what makes up tendons, the tendon connection to the bone, and the tendon connection to the muscles. So, please eat meat if you're pregnant, alright? And if you're not about to be pregnant, alright? Eating meat, especially in a recovery zone when you're already injured, is incredibly valuable. Your body obviously is capable of producing collagen without eating meat. It's just much, much faster if you go ahead and eat meat. Alright? Do you realize that horses, donkeys, all right, giraffes, and other four-legged animals, even though they have an extra two legs, are grounded and die if they ever injure those legs significantly. Okay, if a horse breaks his leg or even just sprains its knee, it will die. It cannot recover from the injury. It will slow down, not be able to move around to eat, and eventually cripple itself and die. Right? That's why they have to be shot. Okay? And there's some interesting technology that has saved racehorses. Okay? Even weird stuff like feeding them collagen. Even though their digestive systems can't digest collagen very well. Okay? Human beings, we can eat meat. And you know what that does? That helps us with collagen. Okay, iron is another one. Iron, you can get it, but the vegan diet is just difficult. You can eat stuff like pumpkin seeds and whatnot. That helps, okay? Now, I'm not saying 80% of your diet should be meat. I'm saying that there's stressful times when you should occasionally eat meat, okay? And some of the best forms are going to be fish, not salmon or tuna, because salmon and tuna are bad, but more expensive fish like cod and, shellfish, some of those fish. Okay, they have omega-3s, but they also have unsaturated fats. Okay, so all that stuff is good for you. Plus the kind of protein that they have. All right, it's easy for the body to digest. But they also have collagen. In fact, fish have lots of collagen. Okay, because many fish do not have real bones. They have cartilage bones, and that cartilage makes their bodies full of cartilage. Okay, to a degree. And even though you may or may not actually be eating fish bones, you're going to have a little bit of collagen runoff, which you might not think is that much, but it's important. Okay, so it can definitely help you with. I'm going to go upside down here. It can definitely help you to eat meat if you're having an injury and or if you're having a kid, a baby, and in other cases where it might make sense for more rapid growth of your bones and your whatnots. Okay. Other than that, you can get protein from plants. In my opinion, protein can be as low as 17% of your calories from protein. And you could still be pretty healthy if you're eating enough unsaturated fats, which would be around, it'll sound crazy, 40%. Alright? 17 plus 40 is 57, leaving 43% for carbohydrates. Roughly around there. Balanced diet. A better balanced diet was going to be 40% carbs and 30 for protein, 30 for fat. Alright? But if you want to eat less protein, up the carbs and the fat. Up the carbs and the fat. Don't just up the carbs. Up the fat too. It's the most efficient diet, calorically speaking. Okay? And that's based on blood work, not based on individual experience. And it's based on blood work by Dr. Barry Sears, who did the same studies on people for 20 years. He's been studying the science for 40 years. He did the same studies for 20 years in a row, okay? Not that the studies themselves lasted that long, but many similar studies that were repeated over time. And the blood work just found that insulin was more balanced when diets tended to be balanced based on blocks of protein, blocks of fat, and blocks of carbohydrate. I don't eat pure of the zone, mostly because I don't want to. I just enjoy other foods. But the zone diet by Dr. Barry Sears is an excellent diet. Okay, if you want to go vegan, I recommend still getting high protein and high fats. I also recommend, and you can actually buy collagen, I believe, in a dietary supplement form. Maybe not. But one would think you could. I have not seen it, but one would think you could, because you're just... They make everything now, so I would suppose you could. Anyways, stepping away from what is the best diet, there's just a lot of toxic stuff you need to stay away from. And there's some clear things like collagen that will benefit cyclists, okay? Other more specifically, you should try to stay away from drugs, pharmaceuticals. You don't want to get into those. You don't want to be eating things that are full of, lab rat chemicals that are designed to increase your muscle mass and stuff like that. Okay. My next videos will be about cycling speed and the majority of what it comes from. Alright, but these two were just necessary, I think, on diet. Okay? Trying to establish some myths, and really, when it comes to diet, what you have to know, absolutely know this, diet is all about not knowing what's best. Because guess what? Human technology is not at a level where we understand what's best for the body. We just do not. It makes sense that fruits and vegetables are good. It makes sense that certain kinds of meats cooked in the right way could be good for you. But a lot of supplements out there may or may not be that good for you. Omega-3, I believe, is good for you based on a lot of the research I've seen with Barry Sears as well as other doctors out there. But to a degree, we just don't know as our human race. We do not know that much about dieting. So don't pretend that you know more than what the human race does. Because we don't. We don't know that much. You don't know that much. You might not be eating that good, and it might not be your fault. But don't think that whatever diet you're eating right now is awesome because of results. Those are outside the body. Anything that's not blood work doesn't matter. Plus, a big problem with human body studies is yearly cycles, okay? So, women, for example, have natural monthly cycles. So, any study with women that lasts less than a month that's about diet can be thrown out the window. Okay, even when there's a control, it's just the variables of depleting testosterone in some women versus others is too big. It's too much of a problem because estrogen spikes and testosterone valleys, if you may, are going to provide, and the differences in those between women, which I'll talk more about in my next video, are going to provide a serious problem with 1 month of a study. Okay, so study's got to be at least 2 months, but really they got to be at least a full year, because within a year the moon goes through phases that technically affect us. Okay, I have felt a mosquito on me before. Alright, and the moon has a gravitational effect similar to the size of about a mosquito or a fly landing on you. I can feel that. You might not. I sure can. I can sure feel that. So this flashlight doesn't work too well. Well, it's lighting up the stuff pretty awesome, but it's a little bit too bright. So anyways, that wraps it up. Keep an open mind to cycling. PWM is messing it up. Keep an open mind to cycling diets, because your diet isn't the best, no matter what it is, because we can always improve. Always improve. Your diet can always get better. You are never eating the best possible thing for you. Remember that. Open mind, open book. And that's it on diets for now. That will be it. Okay, this is part 2.